Uh, I have added 3 cue cards in the comments in the chat box, which are not there in this edition. Then they will be added in the next one. Okay. So can you all read them? Talk about an activity you usually do that wastes your time. Describe an item on which you spent more than expected, and describe a person who impressed you the most when you were in primary school. Okay. So who would like to?
मैम वही मैं म्यूट करता हूँ, पीछे बहुत ज्यादा धूप हो रही है.
Okay, so who would like to speak on an activity you usually do that wastes your time? Neha, would you like to speak? Neha Jindal?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
So just 1 minute, I'll put up my recorder.
So, ma'am, can you repeat the question once?
Talk about an activity you usually do that wastes a lot of your time.
Okay. People do a lot of things which are not productive, but still they like to do it for some reasons, like they are habitual to do so. So today I would like to talk about one thing that I do every day, and it wastes a lot of time for me. So this is actually scrolling social media. So I am addicted to social media, and I like to scroll Instagram for hours in my day. So due to technological advancements, there are many people who are addicted to mobile phones, and they like to spend a lot of time on social applications like Instagram and Facebook. So even I am one of them. Whenever I start studying or I'm working, and I get distracted from any notifications from Instagram, and then if I open it once, I end up wasting a lot of time. So during my daily schedule, I like to scroll it in the night for hours, and then I realize that I end up wasting a couple of hours on it. So though there are a few things which I learned from Instagram, like there are some news, and we get to know about the updates of what is happening on around the globe. But then most of the posts and most of the videos are basically for entertainment, and I don't think they are productive enough to give me some learning. So I think it is a waste of time. I am trying to reduce my time on Instagram, and I think that would be good for my daily schedule, as I can actually spend the time in reading books or to be productive and learn something. Thank you.
Okay, so you spoke 1 minute and almost 50 seconds, which is pretty good. Okay. I don't have the cues below this, but they are the 5 W's: what, where, which, when, and how, I think. Okay. So these are usually the cues that are below any cue card topic that you get. And you spoke beautifully, Neha. Very nice. It was very natural, very nice. And I don't think you made any grammatical error, but I'll repeat what you spoke for the other students to listen to it twice so that they get the idea to speak this cue card. Is that okay with all of you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So today I'd like to talk about one
Yes,
thing that I do every day, and it wastes a lot of time for me. So this is actually scrolling social media. So I am addicted to social media, and I like to scroll Instagram for hours in my day. So due to technological advancements, there are many people who are addicted to mobile phones, and they like to spend a lot of time on social applications like Instagram and Facebook. So even I am one of them. Whenever I start studying or I'm working, and I get distracted from any notifications from Instagram, and then if I open it once, I end up wasting a lot of time. So During my daily schedule, I like to scroll it in the night for hours, and then I realized that I end up wasting a couple of hours on it. So, though there are a few things which I learned from Instagram, like there are some news and we get to know about the updates of what is happening on around the globe. But then most of the posts and most of the videos are basically for entertainment, and I don't think they are productive enough to give me some learning. So I think it is a waste of time. I am trying to reduce my time on Instagram, and I think that would be good for my daily schedule, as I can actually spend the time in reading books or to be productive and learn something.
Very nice. So you spoke 1 minute. Very nice, Neha. Very nice. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So next cue card is describe an item on which you spent more than expected. Okay. And let's see. Who will speak on it? Poonam, Sonia, Veerpal, Ramandeep, Parminder, Priyanka is here. मैंने 5-6 नाम लिए हैं. Nobody is willing to speak. Ajay, Aman, Anjali, Garima, Gurpreet.
Ma'am, what is the question you said?
Describe an item on which you spent more than expected. आपको exam में, when you get a cue card, okay, my book is there wrote out, but you might get something out of the book, right? Which is not in the book, right? So you should learn to speak on anything on the spot. You just get 1 minute to think and plan, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So have that practice also. Okay, even if you have the book with you, and even if you know that these cue cards are coming, always be prepared for something which is not in the book. Okay, if you really want to prepare well, or you should be preparing in such a way that you should have the confidence after you're done with the 60-70 odd cue cards that now you can speak on any topic which is given to you, because you know you borrow sentences from here and there and immediately you can speak. Right? Because see, once my friend got, one of my students got a cue card, describe a time when you witnessed an accident. And in my book, there was the cue card, a time when you got late for a function. और late का मैंने बनाया हुआ था कि रास्ते में accident हुआ था and we helped the victims. ठीक है? So, you know, that student had the presence of mind immediately to, you know, speak that accident. Okay, so that, see, always you can do, always prepare all these cue cards with a positive frame of mind so that anything you get, you can speak on it. An item on which you spend more than expected, Garima, you're going to speak on it or not?
Ma'am, yes, actually I'm driving, but jitna मैं बोल पाऊंगी, is that okay with you? That jitna
Yes,
bhi मैं.
yes, of course.
Okay.
Okay. Just give me
Hi.
one.
Sure.
I have to, you know, open my audio recorder. Yes, now start.
There are many items which I've spent it more than my time. I've spent it a lot of time than expected, but I would like to mention one specific item which I've spent it my time more than expectation.
गलत लाइन में जा रहे हो. आपका ये गलत हो गया है गरिमा. Which you spent more time की तो बात ही नहीं हो रही. And item पे क्या spend करोगे? Spent more than expected. कोई चीज है जिसपे आपने ज्यादा खर्चा करा.
अच्छा, okay. Item more than expected.
हाँ. Okay. Would anybody else like to try? Garima, आप drive कर रहे हो तो I think your attention will be diverted. So let's see anybody else who would like to try. Inder, where are you?
Ma'am, I have some disturbance and that's why I'm not speaking.
हमें कोई disturbance नहीं सुनी.
वो मैम है घर वाले बेटे।
Okay. Okay. Ajay, would you like to speak?
Yes, ma'am,
Darshana?
I can try.
Okay, Ajay, try something on which you spend more time than more time, nahi, more money than expected. Okay.
Yeah, everyone love to spend for the shopping and everything. But in my case, there was a scenario when I went to buy a car, and I was having in mind that I will spend 8 lakh for my to buy a car like Swift or Swift Desire I will buy. But when I went to the showroom, I find that Swift has very small rating, very minimum rating of the safety features. So so that's what I went to other showrooms, and uh, um, I went to Nexa, I went to Mahindra, and I went to Volkswagen. Then when I test drive the Volkswagen, I love the most the Polo car, and it was even my budget was only 8 lakh, but I spent on that almost 11 lakh for to buy a Volkswagen. So this is the item which I spend more than my expectations.
Not bad. Your idea was very correct. Okay. You spend more. Any other ideas which any other student has? What you can speak on that?
Thank you.
मैम हम इसमें शॉपिंग ऐड कर सकते हैं ना। हम शॉपिंग गए थे तो हमें कोई वन ड्रेस लेनी है, पर हमें ज्यादा पसंद आ गई, हमने वहां पे बहुत स्पेंड कर दिया।
मोर देन एक्सपेक्टेड, हाँ ये भी आइडिया अच्छा है। और कोई?
मैम मोना परफ्यूम।
परफ्यूम पे बोल सकते हो कि बड़ी हाई एंड परफ्यूम खरीद ली मैंने, जो इट वाज मच मोर देन माय बजट। ओके, यू कैन स्पीक ऑन दैट। यस,
जैसे कि ड्रेस अगर किसी के पास देखा होगा और उसे ना पूछते हुए हमने लिया होगा, फिर हमें पता चला कि हमारा प्राइस ज्यादा था।
हाँ, यू कैन स्पीक लाइक दैट आल्सो। यस, और अगर आप कुछ ऐसी चीज के बारे में भी बोल सकते हो जो आपने खरीदी पर वो यूज में नहीं आ रही, तो वो मोर देन एक्सपेक्टेड हो गया ना, अननेसेसरी स्पेंडिंग होगी वो। ओके, मोर देन एक्सपेक्टेड मतलब हाँ ये ऐसे बोल सकते हो कि मैंने जैसे फर कोट खरीद लिया एक, और मेरा साल में सिर्फ एक दिन पहनना चाहता है जिस दिन बहुत ठंड हो। इट वाज यू नो एन unnecessary purchase. I spent so much on it, and it was and it because it is not that much in use, so it is much more than expected spending on that. I should have bought on something which I use more often, right?
मैम आई हैव जस्ट वन डाउट हियर। तो
Yes.
जो आइडिया आप बता रहे हो वो ऐसे नहीं हो जाएगा कि इट इज नॉट वर्थ इट, मतलब एक्सपेक्टेड और वर्थ में थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस?
हाँ, मोर देन एक्सपेक्टेड में वो आइडिया बेटर है कि आपने कुछ ज्यादा खर्च दिया। जो उसने कार का आइडिया दिया, मुझे आइडिया बिल्कुल ठीक लगा है। मेरा बजट इतना था पर मैंने ज्यादा की चीज ले ली, just because I was impressed by the other car more. Okay, and so I had to, you know, fortunately, Ajay, you can add that fortunately they had an EMI option, because of which you know, I went for that car. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
say that because see, your time was less, so you can say like that. Okay.
Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am.
And safety is of utmost importance nowadays, because there is too much traffic on the road. So I went for the safety features more. Okay.
Right, ma'am.
So
Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am.
Swift doesn't have that much safety. So that was one feature. Otherwise, that car is also good enough. You can say like that. Okay. And what
Surely, ma'am.
then you can describe that thing a little bit. I bought it in red color, or you can say in whatever color you want to say. Okay. And what all features it already had, and what all features you added to your car. You can add, see, you have to go 2 minutes. You have to have ideas in your mind for 2 minutes. This is a topic. This is an, you know, describing objects. You didn't describe the object at all. You only said that it has more safety and more costly. You could have described the object. You could have said now it is a 5-seater car, or whichever. I'm not very much into cars and their models, so I don't know. But you can speak more on it, right? Now you got the
Surely, ma'am.
ideas. Now
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
be playing your whatever you spoke. I'll be playing that to tell you your grammatical errors. Okay. So these grammatical errors are representative errors. Most of the students do such errors. So it is for everyone. The feedback is for everyone. Okay. Don't think it's for Ajay alone. It's for everyone here in the class, right?
Everyone love to spend.
Everyone love to spend. Everyone is singular. हर एक यहाँ पे verb के साथ s आएगा. Loves to spend. Got it? Everyone loves to spend.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Spend for the shopping and everything. But in my case, there was a scenario when I went to buy a car, and I was having in mind that I will spend 8 lakh for my to buy a car like Swift or Swift Desire I will buy. But when I went to the showroom, I find that Swift has.
When I went to the showroom, I found that. Okay? Or you can
Yes,
say
ma'am.
came to know. That has to be past tense.
Yes, ma'am. Very small rating, very minimum rating of the safety features. So that's what I went to other showrooms, and I went to Nexa, I went to Mahindra, and I went to Volkswagen. Then when I test drive the Volkswagen, I love the most the Polo car, and it was even my budget was only 8 lakh, but I spent on that almost 11 lakh for to buy a Volkswagen. So this is the item which I spent more.
So now you could add the features of the Volkswagen and your 2 minutes will be easily completed. Okay.
Right, ma'am. Right.
And then now you can see, although I spent more than expected, I'm very happy with my purchase.
Right, ma'am. I got
Like
an
that,
idea, ma'am.
you got the
Thank you.
ideas. Okay.
Yeah.
And for the +2 students, you cannot go to buy a car, so you cannot speak on this. So what you will speak is you went for shopping and you saw a sale on the famous brand store, name any brand store, and then you say that I went to buy only one jeans and a t-shirt, but I came home with 2 jeans or 3 jeans and 4 t-shirts. I really overspent on that day, and so it was and then you can describe why you bought that. You can say the sale was so alluring. I was like, it was so tempting, and I thought that if I spend now, I'll be saving a lot of money. But ultimately, I ended up spending a lot of money, and I don't know how much I saved because I bought those things 6 months ago and haven't even worn 2 or 3 t-shirts out of those. You can say like that. Okay. I just bought them because of the advertisement of sales, which really fascinated me. And like that, you can say the +2 students can speak like this. Is this idea okay, Neha? Is this fine for everyone? Overspending on clothes.
मैम यूजुअली विंटर शॉपिंग जो करते हैं
Yes,
उस पे
ma'am.
बहुत स्पेंड करते हैं.
हाँ, तो विंटर शॉपिंग पे ज्यादा स्पेंड कर दिया और विंटर तो बहुत कम रह गई है. So I realized that it was a waste of money, and I couldn't even wear all those jackets and clothes which I bought for winters because very soon the summers came. Okay, like that you can say. That is good. Okay, the next cue card is describe a person who impressed you the most when you were in primary school. Now this cue card is also not there in the file, which is the latest file. This will be added in the update. So these cue cards we've come to know new. All the 3 we are doing now, and we'll do more from that book also. But here, this one, who will speak? A person who impressed you the most when you were in primary school. A person who impressed you the most when you were in primary school. See, you people waste so much time. Nobody comes forward.
Ma'am.
Okay, you want to speak?
Yes, ma'am. I will try. There were many people that I admired when I was in primary school, but the one that I liked the most or that I admired the most was my English teacher. Her name is Miss Manmeet Kaur. She used to teach us English in our primary school. And she was a very sweet teacher because she always took a good care of us, and she always taught us everything that we needed to know. Whenever we had something, whenever we have done something wrong, she always didn't scold us. She always taught us that you shouldn't do that things. I admire her the most because she had so much compassion for every child in her school. She always used to take care for everyone, and she had such a good energy in her that whenever I felt bored or whenever I felt sad, when I talked to her, I always felt good in my heart. And she used to teach me everything from how to read or how to learn from my books. और प्राइमरी स्कूल में क्या बोलेंगे?
Okay. And not bad in the
Yes,
after cue card. What is your cue card? Describe a person. How much
that
have
you
you
admire.
described your teacher? How much have you described her? Did you tell her approximate age? Did you tell tall
No,
and beautiful? Did you say she had
no.
curly hair? Primary school में छोटे बच्चों को क्या चीज लुभाती है?
मैम यही तो है ना,
उत्तर सी
आइडियाज एक बार नहीं
मैडम,
ना आते.
मैं साड़ीज पहन के आती थी, डिफरेंट साड़ीज एवरी डे. आई यूज्ड टू एडमायर हर ड्रेसेस. I used to admire her curly hair. She looked very beautiful. She was always dressed very nicely. English पढ़ाती थी. अच्छा, 5वीं तक के बच्चों को बड़ा इसका फर्क पड़ता है क्या कौन कैसा पढ़ाता है. Okay.
Yes.
और but you can say those things. मैं ये नहीं कह रही हूँ वो मत बोलो, but
नहीं
ये
नहीं,
चीज़
yes,
जरूर
yes.
बोलो. Describe the person. Describe
Okay.
the person. She was in her, you can say late 20s,
Late
early
20s.
early 30s बोल दो. Very smart looking teacher, very beautiful. She used to come on
She
her
used to have
car.
curly
She used to wear
hairs.
a different colored sari every day.
Okay.
I really admired her saris. She used to look very beautiful. She was the most beautiful teacher in her school. That is why I admired her a lot.
Okay,
She
ma'am.
taught us English. She never scolded any child.
Any child.
Okay, she was always very polite with all the children. And I remember I used to make a lot of mistakes in English, but she always corrected me politely. Yes, Malika, you want to say something?
Ma'am, can I give it a try?
Yeah, sure. Why not? We can have more ideas from you, right?
Yes, yes, of
All the
course.
students will be benefited.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Start.
Well, I have a very vivid memory of my teacher. However, there was one teacher whom I'm still in touch with, even after reaching in my mid 20s, because she was the one teacher I never liked the school like other kids. So I still remember when my mom dropped me to the school, she came outside and she told that I can take your kid inside. And once she took me, she nurtured me like her own kid. And I think that is one impression that she has left in me, and that was the only reason that I have still admired her and I still love her a lot. She wasn't that tall, but she was really very beautiful. You could see that calmness on her face, just like a mother. Because now when I try to relate why I liked her a lot was due to some reason she always checked on me if I'm doing okay. And not only me, she used to check on other kids if all are doing okay. She was more like a mother rather than a teacher. She used to teach us maths, and everybody used to be scared of a maths teacher. But I think we always loved the number the way she taught us and the way she has made maths easier, because the kind of relation she could build with us at that particular age. And that was the only reason when I grew up after 10th, I decided to take non medical. And the entire, I would say, I would like to credit her because I liked maths and that's why I took non-medical. And even in my engineering, I was supposed to take maths. So people never liked maths, but due to that teacher, everybody took maths. So I still admire her. Now she is currently in Turkey. And I think majority of the students of that age, they are still in touch with her. She has grown old now. However, we still love her a lot. And just recently Teachers Day went, and I also wished her. And I think when somebody in your primary age affects you so much, even when you grow up, you still want to be in touch and ask them how they've been.
Very
So the
good,
whole credit
Deepika.
goes to my teacher.
It is more than 2 minutes. You've spoken very well. First thing is that you really spoke well. It was not less than a 7 band. Okay. But there were a few mistakes because of which it could not go an 8. Okay. So
Okay.
for those, I'll be telling you while I'll be giving you the feedback. But I think all the other students have got some idea that you can speak, and you didn't start like a person who impressed me the most. Straight away, you started with a teacher. It was as if you got the cue card on describe your favorite teacher. Okay. A person who impressed you the most when you were in primary school can also be an ice cream seller outside the school.
Yeah.
It's not
It
necessary
can be.
that
It can also be it can also be a cleaner or maybe a canteen wala when we used to go, right?
Yes.
So it is not only the teacher, but when
Yes.
I was a kid, it's a real story that I really admired her.
So you started with being like the teacher I admired most. So it looked like that. You should say many people I admired many people when I was in primary school. I remember I admired the ice cream seller outside because he was always the one I used to wait for in the recess. And I admired the canteen person because I used to go and buy a lot of things from the tuck shop over there. Okay. But here I would like to talk about my favorite teacher, whom I really admired a lot. Like that you can say. Okay. So
Thank you.
7 seconds. You can just watch the recording and you will come to know where all you made some errors and work on them.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I have a very vivid memory of my teacher. However, there was one teacher whom I'm still in touch with, even after reaching in my mid-20s.
So you said I have a very vivid memory of my teacher. However, how does however suit here?
Ma'am.
उनको बोलो मैं busy हूँ आधे घंटे wait करिए.
However.
Okay. So however is not very good here. Just listen to it.
Okay.
I have a very vivid memory of my teacher. However, there was one teacher.
See, I have very vivid memory of many teachers. However, there is one teacher. फिर तो जचता है.
Yes.
समझ गए ना कि बहुत मेमोरी है पर एक टीचर मुझे याद ठीक है पर आपने एक टीचर की बात बोली फिर however गलत हो गया. ठीक है?
Okay. हाँ जी मैम.
Touch with even after reaching in my mid-20s because she was the one teacher I never liked the school like other kids. So I still remember when my mom dropped me to the school, she came outside and she told that I can take your kid inside. And once she took me,
kid word avoid करना writing में भी और बोलने में भी. It's
children.
A word. Children बोलो. Child. I can
yes.
take child inside.
Child or children.
Child. यहाँ पे child आएगा ना.
Yes, ma'am.
Nurtured me like her own kid. And I think that is one impression that she has left in me, and that was the only reason that I have still admired her. And
I have still admired her. I still admire her. That is the reason I still admire her. Have तो present perfect tense हो जाएगा ना. Past में कुछ करा है जिसका time नहीं पता. अभी तो आप बोल रहे हो मैं still उसको admire करती हूँ. I still admire her. Okay.
Okay.
Love her a lot. She wasn't that tall, but she was really very beautiful. You could see that calmness on her face, just like a mother. Because now when I try to relate why I like her a lot,
why I liked her a lot,
some reason she always checked on me if I'm doing okay, and not
if I was doing okay. She always checked on me if I was doing okay. Okay, I'm nahi.
Okay.
On other kids, if all are doing okay. She was more like a mother rather than a teacher. She used to teach us maths, and everybody used to be scared of a maths teacher. But I think we always loved the number, the way she taught us, and the way she has made maths easier.
The way she has made नहीं, the way she made maths easier. Has तो अगर अब तक आपके अभी आप पढ़ रहे हो, अभी आप 9th 10th में हो, अभी भी वो आपकी टीचर है, फिर has made
okay.
She could build with us at that particular age, and that was the only reason when I grew up after 10th, I decided to take non-medical, and the entire, I would say, I would like to credit her because I liked maths, and that's why I took non-medical. And even in my engineering, I was supposed to take maths, so people never liked math, but that teacher, everybody took maths, so I still admire her. Now she is currently in Turkey, and I think majority of the students of that age, they are still in touch with her. She has grown old now, however, we still love her a lot. And just recently,
आपने उसकी तब एज बोली थी?
नहीं बोली मैम, नहीं
अच्छा,
बोली
वैसे
मैम।
वैसे वैसे आप प्राइमरी में थे तो अभी आप मिड 20s में हो,
हाँ जी,
तो कितने साल, 15 साल निकले हैं?
हाँ जी
तो
मैम। वो अभी आई थिंक शी इज 47 नाउ।
47 को आप ओल्ड बोल रहे हो?
Isn't she old?
हाँ, 47
नहीं
को ओल्ड ओल्ड मत बोलो, 47 कहाँ ओल्ड है?
मैम 50 तक तो अब तो पता ही नहीं चलता।
अब
50
की
वाले भी
बात
अब
नहीं।
हमारे जैसे लगते
I'll
हैं।
tell you a very interesting thing which happened once. I was in medical college and my mother had come there to see me, and my batchmate, she came running from somewhere and she says, Kiran, you know, there's been an accident, so that patient has been shifted to the orthopedics ward. I said, okay. My mom just asked her, how old must the person be? She said, auntie, he was very old. Mummy कहते फिर भी approximately, I think he was around 52. तो मेरे मम्मी तो बस 50, around 50. तो मेरे मम्मी, I am 52, I am not old. How can you say somebody who's 50 old? And another incident, my father had gone to America in on Fulbright scholarship. बहुत पहले की बात है, तो बताते हैं कि there were two ladies on the stage with him, and one was like an elderly lady in her 70s or 60s perhaps, and the other was in her 16, 17-year-old. And my father said, the elderly lady sitting here, and she stamped her foot on the stage. Elderly? Whom are you calling elderly? Who is elderly here? And then somebody told my father, as far as women are concerned, nobody is elderly. They're all sweet and charming young ladies. I said, so elderly.
They're always young, ma'am, of
Yes,
course.
yes, of course, है ना? तो वो तो 47 पे तो elderly बिल्कुल नहीं हो, old बिल्कुल नहीं हो सकता भाई. 47 is a young age. Okay? ठीक है.
Ma'am, then how do we describe, like, what will you
She's in
say
her
on
mid
her
40s
age?
now. She's in her mid
Okay.
40s now. She's
Okay, that's all.
Yeah, you can say that. Don't say old to anybody. Okay?
Okay.
Ma'am, after 65 we can say it's old, no?
No.
After
मैंने geriatrics का कोर्स करा है, उसमें था young old, old and very old. 3 categories है. Okay? Young
Okay,
old,
ma'am.
young old is जो 60 से छोटे हैं, 60 to 70 is old, and 70 plus is very old.
Okay.
Ma'am, senior citizen, they become senior citizen after 16.
60 के बाद 58 के बाद ही मेरे को तो 50 बड़ी खुशी हुई थी कि 58 के बाद ही टिकट पे कंसेशन होना शुरू हो जाता है रेलवे लेडीज का. मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगा. अच्छा, मुझे तो बिकॉज मैं बुक कर रही थी, आई वाज नॉट येट 60 उस टाइम, तो मेरे को कंसेशन मिल गया. मैंने कहा अरे ये क्या हो गया, तो मिला. तो मेरे बेटे ने मुझे बताया, मम्मा लेडीज का 58 है. मैंने कहा अच्छा. आई वाज रियली हैप्पी कि मैं 58 क्रॉस कर गई हूँ, तब मुझे बड़ी खुशी हुई थी. मतलब कभी कभी ऐसी खुशी
Sometimes good, sometimes bad.
नहीं, it's always good.
Yeah, ma'am, it's always good. Yes, true.
मैन भी नहीं रोकता, गलत चला रहे हो गाड़ी तो रोकता नहीं, कहता मैं माता जी क्या कहना है कुछ.
True, ma'am. कोई कुछ कहता ही नहीं है.
कोई नहीं है. चलो एनीवेज, वो भी गलत है, उनको कहना चाहिए, बट ठीक है. Next cue card that we are going to do is describe a time you got up early. Extremely early. Describe a time you got up extremely early. And
I would like to try.
नहीं, इंदर आपके टर्न हो गई.
चलो ठीक है मैम, गलत बोला था. चलो ठीक है.
हरप्रीत, हाँ जी हरप्रीत, you can speak on that.
Okay.
Just let me switch on my audio recorder. Okay. Yes, you can start. A time when you got up extremely early, right? Chalo.
It is very hard for me to wake up in the early mornings, extremely early mornings, because normally I sleep at night very late because I am prepared for my UGC exam, and so I like to prepare my exam in the night. So it is normal to wake up late in the mornings, but today I would like to describe when I woke up early in the morning, and that day was my examination day. And on that day, I woke up early in the at 4 o'clock, and it is very hard to wake up at that time. and I woke up at 4 o'clock and I start my day with the yoga and some small exercise to make me active whole the day. And after that, I start my day with a cup of tea, and after that I prepared my notes for my exams, and and after completed and after I have completed my household chores, and nearly about 7 o'clock I caught my bus to reach Amritsar, because it takes 2 hours from my hometown to reach Amritsar, and my examination center in Amritsar. And but fortunately I reached there before my time, and my examination time was 9 o'clock a.m., but I reached there 8:30 a.m. And in the last half an hour I prepared my notes, and after the exam I feel very happy and refreshed, not a tiredness and sleepy. And I think it is a good to wake up early in the morning, and I tried many days after my exams, but after some days I fell in my bed.
ओके ओके, सुना करो, एग्जामिनर भी आपको रोकेगा, इमीडिएटली रुकना है वहां पे. ओके चलो. नाउ यू नो व्हाट हरप्रीत, आपने बोला तो अच्छा है, बट इट वाज सो फुल ऑफ ग्रामेटिकल एरर्स. मैं आपको बताऊंगी सारी, ठीक है? आपको इन पे वर्क करना है, अदरवाइज क्यू कार्ड 5.5 नहीं क्रॉस करेगा. ओके, क्यू कार्ड विल नॉट क्रॉस दैट. ओवरऑल आपके 6 आ सकते हैं, पर क्यू कार्ड नहीं क्रॉस करेगा इतना. अब मैं सारी आपको गलतियां बताऊंगी, एंड दीज आर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव एरर्स. आई एम वेरी हैप्पी दैट यू स्पोक. Many of the students don't even have the guts to speak. कहते हैं मैम इतने बच्चे हम नहीं बोलेंगे, इतने बच्चे हैं, आपको कोई देख नहीं रहा, आप किसी को दिख नहीं रहे, कोई आप किसी को देख नहीं रहे हो, तो ऐसे क्या, ऐसे शर्माने की कोई बात नहीं है. एंड द मोर यू स्पीक द मोर यू लर्न. हरप्रीत, इज दैट ऑल राइट?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be telling you all your mistakes and you'll work on them. Okay, just give me 1 minute. There's somebody. I'll just come. My online classes. Okay, so just listen to this feedback.
It is very hard for me to walk up.
देखो, सबसे पहली जो आपकी गलती जो बार बार आई है, जो टू होता है ना, टू, उसके बाद हमेशा रूल ऑफ थंब फर्स्ट फॉर्म ऑफ वर्ब आता है. टू वेक अप अर्ली, ओके, टू गो देयर, टू डू समथिंग. टू के बाद हमेशा कौन सा फॉर्म ऑफ वर्ब आता है हरप्रीत?
First
फॉर्म, टू वेक अप अर्ली. ठीक है, आपने बार बार टू वोक अप बोला है, तो जितनी बार आप ये गलती करोगे ना, उतनी बार वो गलती मानी जाएगी. तो एक गलती आप करेक्ट करते हो तो आपकी 4-5 जगह पे ये गलती कम हो जाती है. गेट माय पॉइंट?
Yes, ma'am.
Early mornings, extremely early mornings, because normally I sleep at night very late because I am prepared for my UGC examination.
Because I am prepared for, क्योंकि मैं प्रिपेयर हो चुकी हूँ for, कि मैं प्रिपेयर कर रही हूँ.
was आना था.
I was preparing. Okay? Was
Yes,
preparing, prepare कर रही थी for my UGC exam. Okay?
yes.
And I like to prepare my exam in the night. So
I like to prepare for my exam in the night, not prepare my exam. Exam नहीं prepare कर, exam ਲਈ तैयारी कर दिया. For my exam. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
it is normal to walk up
See, to woke up दोबारा आ गया. ठीक है?
late in the mornings, but today I would like to describe when I woke up early in the morning, and that
When I woke up, यहाँ पे आपने correct बोला, यहाँ पे टू नहीं था ना पहले, तो woke up ही आना था. ठीक है?
it was my examination day, and on that day I woke up early in the at 4 o'clock, and it is very hard to wake up at that.
It was very hard to wake up. ये तीसरी बार आपका to woke up आया है, and it is very hard. नहीं, it was very hard for me to wake up. Okay?
time.
Yes. And I woke up at 4 o'clock and I start my day with
And I start my day नहीं, I started my day. Okay, start my day गलत है.
With the yoga and some small exercise to make me active.
I started my day with some stretching exercises. मैं योगा वगैरह आप देखो एग्जाम है आपका, आप इतना लंबा कोई एक्सरसाइज उस दिन तो आप मिस ही करोगे अगर आप नॉर्मली करते भी हो तो, ठीक है? तो with some stretching exercises to make myself fit.
The day, and after that I start my day with a cup of.
I started my day.
And after that I prepared my notes.
I prepared my notes. आप एग्जाम वाले डे पे नोट्स प्रिपेयर करते हो कि कुछ और प्रिपेयर करते हो? I revised.
I revised, yes.
आप प्रिपेयर तो अगर वही करते हैं जिन्होंने पर्चियां प्रिपेयर करनी हो. ठीक है, आप उस दिन
दिमाग में आया.
Revised. I did some revision of my lesson.
हम ये भी कहते हैं did some preparation before going.
I just reflect through the paper.
Yeah,
I
just
had
revised.
well.
I'm revised.
Revised is
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And after completed I have completed my household chores. And
after completing, after or before के बाद ing form, after completing my household chores, ठीक है?
Nearly about 7 o'clock, I caught my bus to reach Amritsar because.
To reached. अब आपने to के बाद फिर second form लगा दिया. To के बाद क्या आएगा? Reach के reached.
To reach.
First form of verb. To reach.
It takes 2 hours from my hometown to reach Amritsar, and my examination center in Amritsar, and
my examination center was in Amritsar. Okay.
But fortunately, I reached there before my time, and my examination time was 9 o'clock a.m. But
आप देखो आप tautology 9 o'clock a.m. My examination time was 9 a.m. Okay. I reached well in time. आप 2 hours बोल रहे हो, 7 बजे आपने बस पकड़ी, आप 1 घंटे का मार्जिन देके जाओगे. अगर आपका ये थोड़ा नेचुरल नहीं लग रहा ना तो आप वे बोलो कि caught the bus at 6 a.m. I wanted
2 घंटे तो लग जाते बस में जाने में.
2 घंटे लगेंगे तो फिर आप आधा 1 घंटा पहले भी पहुंचना चाहोगे ना तो 2 घंटे पहले की बस लोगे. ठीक है?
So there 8:30 a.m. And in the last half an hour, I prepared my notes, and after the exam, I feel very happy, and
I felt very happy. Feel नहीं, ठीक है?
Refreshed.
Refresh नहीं, refreshed.
Tiredness and sleepy, and I think it is a good to wake up early in the morning, and I try.
I think it is good to wake up early. Good, क्यों आएगा? एक अच्छा है. I think it is good to wake up early. फिर woke up आ गया आपका 2 के बाद.
And I tried many days after my exams, but after.
So Harpreet, there were so many mistakes. अब पता चल गया ये mistakes पे work करना है अगर आप अच्छे बैंड.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है? You have to work on these. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Next cue card that we are going to prepare, that somebody of you is going to speak on, is an art or craft activity that you did at school. Okay? An art or craft activity that you had at school. Who will speak?
Ma'am, can we choose any cue card and we speak?
Okay, which one do you want to speak on?
Ma'am, describe a good service you received.
Okay, you can speak on that.
Okay. Well, I would like to explain a service.
Let me begin my
Sure, ma'am.
recording. Okay. Anji, ab bolo.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, I would like to explain a service which I received in one of the restaurant. Actually, it was my husband's birthday, so I wanted to make a special day for him, and I wanted to celebrate in a such a manner that he'll remember all the for his all his life. So I book one French restaurant. I mean, I book a one seat, I book in one restaurant, and I called them up. It was a French restaurant. It is situated in the downtown of the city, that is Farino, and it is most amazing restaurant, but I just book over the phone. I thought I'll get the reservation, so I booked it for the uh, evening time at 7, and I booked it and I paid online everything. So when we entered in that restaurant, uh, it was really amazing service which we received, because it was a French restaurant, so they welcomed us really in a French manner. Like they offered a bouquet, and I already informed that it was my husband's birthday, so they offered us a bouquet, and they gave us a special seat in the corner with the beautiful decoration of flowers, and it was having a candles. Even for the children, they have some goodies they arranged in such a manner that my children got happy. And when we entered, and after sitting arrangement, they served us French menus, which was the speciality of the restaurant. And it was a very sequential manner, like in French restaurant, everything has been served in a like orders, then potage, then farina, then forza, entree, then relay, and sorbet and roti. So it is a sequence. So they offered us in all the sequential manner, and they started from the water that has been served in a French restaurant from the right side. So they did the same thing, and they served us from right side. Then they were wearing a full uniform with the salvo, and they were
Okay,
having a
okay,
serving
okay,
dish.
okay, Deepali. It is 2 minutes. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm not
अच्छा
finished with
बोला
the
है.
service. Oh, I was not finished the service. I was just in the middle
आपको
of something.
ना, whenever you speak on any cue card, you should, cover up everything, all the cues in the first 40, 30, 40, 50 seconds, and then
Okay.
go on to expand.
Actually, this cue card.
Otherwise, the examiner will keep waiting for you to complete all the cues, and you have to speak a lot more.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Ma'am, actually, it was about the good service, so I was only need to explain the service only.
Yes, you should have said that. Now we received a very good service in terms of their,
Yes,
presentation was very good, and even their dishes were very well prepared.
I was supposed to come on that. Okay, ma'am.
Grammatical errors थी आपकी, और फिर भी मैं बोलूंगी the confidence with which you spoke should not be less than a 7. Okay. And there were grammatical errors, so it depends. It's a subjective marking, Dipali. So अब मैं आपको अभी आप देखो, even in some other part of India, of the world, कहीं मेरे एक student के 6 थे speaking में, and he had done 1 month preparation with us, and I told him, I said, send me one cue card, I want to see why it is 6 again after having done so much practice. So he sent me the cue card, and I told him, I said, this is not 6, this is a 7-band cue card. You go for a reval, and he went for a reval and 6 के 7 होके आए. ठीक है, सब्जेक्टिव मार्किंग है. फर्स्ट टाइम एग्जामिनर कई बार कोई गलत मार्किंग भी हो जाती है कई बार. ठीक है, सो आई वुड से कि कॉन्फिडेंस एंड ऑल मैं सारा ओवरऑल देखूं तो 7 बैंड है, बट ग्रामेटिकल एरर्स थी, सो इट कैन बी सब्जेक्टिव, कैन गो टू 6.5. ओके, तो मैं आपको आपकी गलतियां बताती हूं.
हाँ जी.
Well, I would like to explain a service which I received in one of the restaurant. Actually, it was my husband.
In one of the restaurants. Yes, one of the के बाद हमेशा plural. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I wanted to make a restaurant. Actually, it was my husband's birthday.
It was my husband's birthday. Husband birthday नहीं, husband's birthday. उनका birthday था. ठीक है?
So I wanted to make a special day for him, and I wanted to celebrate in a such a manner that he'll remember for all his life. So I booked one French.
I booked. Dipali.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Listening.
Booked आएगा ना? ठीक है?
हाँ, ED आएगा, ma'am.
I booked one seat.
2 बार आ गया.
I booked in one restaurant.
3 बार आपने book बोल दिया. Okay, booked आना है.
Them up. It was a French restaurant. It is situated in the downtown of the city, that is Farino, and it is most amazing restaurant. But I just booked over the phone. I thought I'll get the.
I just booked over the phone. Okay.
Reservation. So I booked it for the.
यहाँ पे आपने ठीक बोला.
At 7, and I booked it and I paid online everything. So when we entered in that restaurant.
Entered का क्या मतलब होता है? What is enter? Go in. So do you use the word in after using enter? When I entered in the restaurant, nahi, when I entered the restaurant, when we
Yes.
entered the restaurant, okay?
Really amazing service which we received, because it was a French restaurant, so they welcomed us really in a French manner. Like they offered a bouquet, and I already informed that it was my husband's birthday.
Husband's
so they
birthday.
offered us a bouquet, and they gave us a special seat in the corner with a beautiful decoration of flowers, and it was having a candles. Even for the children, they
It was having a candles. क्यों आया? It was having candles. It had candles, was having क्यों? There were candles also. Okay, you can say like that.
some goodies they arranged in such a manner that my children got happy. And when we entered, and after sitting arrangement, they served us French menus, which was the specialty of the restaurant. And it was a very sequential manner. Like in French restaurant, everything has been served in a orders, then put down.
Everything is served in French, cuisine. Everything is served in, you can say, courses or order. Okay.
The Farino, Forza, entree, and relay, and sorbet, and roti. So it is a sequence. So they offered us in all the sequential manner, and they started from the water that has been served in the French restaurant from the right side. So they did the same thing. They served us from right side, and they were wearing a full uniform with a salvo, and they were having.
So ठीक है दीपाली, if the examiner is fair, this should go as 7. 8 तो नहीं जाएगा, 7 deserve करता है, but examiner पे depend करता है. गलतियां आपको पता चल गई, काफी आ गई हैं, ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, तो it could be anywhere between 6.5 and 7. ठीक है? Good.
Okay, ma'am. Sure.
One more cue card, we have time for that because there is somebody to see me and I've kept them waiting for long already. So one more cue card now. Who will speak? Art or craft activity that you had at school.
Can I, ma'am?
Yes, why not, Poonam? You can go on.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, would you like to begin now?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Art plays a vital role in our life, and it tells us the way of life. Here I would like to talk about an art activity that I learned when I used to study in my school. It was a time when my mother was very worried about my handwriting, and I didn't write well all that time, and I made many mistakes while I'm writing. And she, on the summer vacation, she joined me a summer camp, and where I learned about a calligraphy. And on that time, I learned how to write very well, and I learned many alphabetics in cursive writing. And I was very upset that time because I had no much interest in this particular activity. But the teacher was very innovative and very patient, and she taught me very well. And within days, I felt I got interest in this activity. And she provided me some cursive books, and I usually write there. And within days I learned cursive, and I wrote very well, and it indulged me a lot when I wrote. So it was the time when I learned calligraphy, and I felt I can made many notes after learning that. And this activity very beneficial for me, and after that I made many birthday cards and other things, and I wrote many words in cursive, and my
not bad. बहुत अच्छा बोला Poonam. Calligraphy is a good thing. You can talk on that. Okay. And calligraphy, you went on well. There were a few grammatical errors, quite a few, in fact. I'll tell you those and just work on those. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And plays a vital role in our life, and it tells us the way of life. Here I would like to talk about an art activity that I learned when I used to study in my school. It was a time when my mother was very worried about my handwriting, and I didn't write well all that time, and I made many mistakes while I'm writing.
While I was writing, while I wrote. Okay, am writing nahi. Okay.
Okay.
She the summer vacation, she joined me.
She joined me. नहीं, उन्होंने मुझे join नहीं करा. She made me join her. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Camp, and where I learned about the calligraphy. And on that time,
Where I learned about calligraphy, nahi, I learned calligraphy. Okay.
How to write very well, and I learned many alphabetics in cursive writing.
I learned how to write all the alphabets in alphabetics, nahi, alphabets in cursive writing. Okay.
And I was very upset that time because I had no much interest in this.
I was very upset because I did not have much interest. I have no much. Nahi, this is wrong. I did not have much interest. Okay.
Particular activity, but the teacher was very innovative and very patient, and she taught me very well, and within days I felt I got interest in this activity.
I developed interest, and she taught, not taught me very well. Okay.
And so she provided me some cursive books, and I usually write there, and
I usually wrote, not write. Okay.
in days I learned cursive, and I wrote very well, and it indulged me a lot when I.
You can say it indulged me. I indulged in this cursive writing, and I used to keep writing all the time, even when I came home. Okay, you can say like that.
Ma'am, जैसे बोलते get into, उसको कैसे बोलेंगे?
I got into this. I really developed interest. I used to do cursive writing all the day. I got so engrossed in this. Okay.
Okay.
I got engrossed in this.
Wrote. So it was the time when I learned calligraphy, and I felt I can made many notes.
I felt I could write everything, all my notes in cursive writing. Okay.
After learning that, and this activity very beneficial for me.
This activity was very beneficial because my grades improved in all the subjects. Okay, like that.
And after that, I made many birthday cards and other things.
So you can say after that, whenever I had to give a birthday card to my friend, I would make it on my own and write with cursive writing in it, and everybody appreciated it. I used to feel very happy. Okay.
And I wrote many words in cursive, and my.
That's good. So this was it for today. I hope you all learned something from these few cue cards that we've done, and from your mistakes and from the mistakes of others, you learn a lot. Okay. And I hope it has been a good learning for all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I'll see you tomorrow then. Tomorrow we'll be discussing a few essays. And first we'll have the reading 13 passage 1. Okay. No,
Yes.
reading 12 passage 3 tomorrow, and then the next passage 3.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, then see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Welcome.